Hello everybody, and welcome back to Old School RuneScape. Today we are going to actually return to the Hill Giants to fight them again, but first we're going to cook up all the delicious fish that we have lying around, and I guess this raw chicken, and real quickly I'm going to just make sure we don't have anything else that needs cooked, and look at that, we do. We have plenty of things that need cooked. So we're going to cook these things up and then get back down there to get training, because I want those levels so much. There's apparently a poll running. I wonder what it is. I honestly don't know, because that other poll ended, right? So I don't know what poll we have currently. Now, it could be related to the Halloween thing, because apparently for the Halloween event, the new rewards are going to be a new anti-Santa outfit, possibly a pet tortured soul that's going to be polled, so that might be the situation right now. I imagine that could be. Oh, I didn't know I had two. Whoops, I thought I only had one. Well, I'll just cook the other one that way, do this. Oh, of all the things, I burned the thing that requires level 1 cooking. Really? I'm at level 27, and I can't cook chicken. What is wrong with me? I really don't know. But other things. A new wall design for player-owned houses, an ash emote, and also it looks like kind of like an albino skin color and like an extremely dark black skin color, which is, I guess, okay if you like having weird, excessive skin colors. It's not really weird, but you know, like, yeah, like both are probably gonna look fairly realistic, I guess. It's kind of weird having them be a reward, honestly, but maybe they'll look weird. They don't actually have a picture of them. They just have the fact that one is white and one is black. Which, by itself, saying you're gonna have white and black skin colors is like, okay, we already have that, but yeah. And of course, you also get the old rewards from that, so maybe that's what the poll is about. We'll find out in a second when I actually get over there, after I drop all these burnt fish, burnt chicken. Okay, this poll will close. Aha! It is Halloween related. Yes, I guess, yes, sure. Oh, that's it, okay. Thank you for voting. Results are... Wow, the pet is actually failing right now. I'm surprised. I guess people really don't want others to have pets. Like, no pets for you. Let's get rid of the rest of these shrimp while I'm at this, because I do need food. I've been using it up pretty fast on these fights that I've been doing lately. Cook all, please. So how are we doing on attack? My goal is, of course, level 40 right now, and we are very close. We're also really close to a hit points level. Like, ridiculously close, and that's good. And what about prayer? We're doing okay on prayer. Yeah, that's a lot of experience, though. That's like nearly 2 inventories of bones around, I think. Big bones, that is, not regular bones. So, I don't know if we'll get that this episode or not, but it's possible. It is theoretically possible that we might get level 25 prayer in this episode. Certainly, it would be a lot more likely if I wasn't doing all this cooking and stuff in the first 5 minutes, but whatever. I wanted to get food. I'm tired of not having food. Did the same thing in RuneScape 3 today. Went ahead and cooked all the raw fish I had lying around my bank from months of playing and not really cleaning my bank up. So this is also the case now in Old School. Although my bank in Old School is definitely more organized. I'm going to go ahead and bring the cod, I'm going to bring the salmon, and I'm going to bring the mackerel with me. Should I bring anything else? Apparently that wasn't my only raw chicken. Oh, I burned it, that's right. I know what I did. This isn't a Slayer task, right? So I don't need that. Okay, let's go ahead and head back over there. We can recharge my prayer along the way. Okay, is this door seriously closed? So annoying. That's something I just realized, is that in RuneScape 3, the teleport can take you like all around this area, but I don't think this one does. I think it might exclusively take you outside. No, it can. Okay. It's just a bad luck thing that I got put outside the door and that it was closed. My poor cat, he's stuck. Poor little guy. I'm going to be hanging out with my real-life cat in just 30 minutes or so, hopefully. Because I don't currently live in the same building as him. But I will in December. Could not afford an apartment before now. Sucks, but whatever. What's gonna suck also is having to spend all my current video game money on an apartment instead. Because all the stuff I've been buying this past year is not going to be really possible anymore. I'm not gonna have a huge disposable income, which luckily I'm not used to having that, so it won't be that huge of a deal. I've managed to buy a lot of important things, and I still have time to buy a bit more if I want to, which of course I do. I'm wrestling with the idea of buying a PlayStation 4 before that happens, and possibly other systems. You know, something I really have wanted for a long time is a Virtual Boy, because I'm collecting systems. And that is something that I could do. I could probably do it right now, actually. But I probably won't. But maybe before December I'll get a Virtual Boy. Because once I have a Virtual Boy, I will own every single Nintendo handheld console. Because I have my new 3DS XL arriving. I ordered it. It's the Hyrule one. It comes out, I believe, on October 30th. So it'll arrive sometime in November, most likely. Because I ordered it from GameStop. It's an exclusive. And I don't believe they do day-of-release shipping. Which sucks, but whatever. Seems like a lot of places don't. So once I have that, I'll have all the real handhelds. And then it will just be the Virtual Boy left. I'm not counting ancient things, like those old Game & Watch things. Those don't count. Those are way too rare. And don't really qualify because they're more like they're handheld games. They're not handheld consoles, I guess, is how I would describe it. I think that's an accurate description. I don't know if I'll ever buy those. I try to put limits on my collections so that I don't go spending every single cent I own on stuff. That is important. That's why I focus mostly on the Nintendo stuff right now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Having all that. That collection is something I've been working on for many, many years. And it was only very recently I was able to get a Game Boy Light. I posted that on my Twitter when I got it. I'm sure that's very nice. I did get a new 3DS from Japan. But they are finally releasing it here. But still, I have a Japanese one, which is also good because if I ever buy games from Japan, I can actually play them now. Which, who knows, maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But I have the option. I haven't decided if I'll buy the US one yet. I think it's Animal Crossing themed only, currently. Might buy one if they do one themed based on a game that I want a bit more. Because, like, I like Animal Crossing. I actually played Wild World a lot back on the original DS. And I played the GameCube one a decent amount as well. But outside of those two, I haven't really played it. Because it is a very large time investment, and I just don't have the free time that I used to have back in high school. I used to play Wild World before class and during lunch sometimes, and we have... Okay, we didn't lose connection. I was worried for a second. I am uploading a video right now, which can cause issues. Actually, I think it might have locked up the recording because it says 36 minutes, and I thought it was less than that before. Who knows, maybe my internet's just being stupid. But yeah, I miss having those days. I played so much DS. It is definitely, out of all the handhelds, out of pretty much every console, honestly, I spent the most time on the DS. I played Advance Wars Dual Strike for a ridiculous amount of time. I mean, I guess I put a lot of time into the Game Boy Advance as well. You know, I think I put 100 hours into Pokemon Sapphire. And who knows how much into Pokemon Leaf Green, for that matter. But the DS was the first system where I actually was buying a lot of games outside of Pokemon. So I got a whole lot of new games from a variety of series, Advance Wars, Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, etc, etc. There's also some crappy ones like that Yoshi Touch and Go game, which was not worth the $30 whatsoever, but the DS... What people forget about the DS, when the 3DS came out, was that the DS started off ridiculously badly. The only difference was that the Game Boy Advance wasn't as popular as the DS was, so it didn't have to live up to quite as much hype. Plus it had the whole screen gimmick, which worked out a bit better than the 3D gimmick did. It's not, I guess the screen's not really a gimmick. The 3D definitely is, though. I'm not a fan of 3D, really. I usually play with it off. Now maybe with the new 3DS I'll use it more because it's supposed to be better. I say that like I don't own it. I actually do own that new 3DS, but I don't think I can play any games on it. So I've never actually tested the new 3D. Oh well. Good stuff. Good stuff. I do miss being able to play games a lot, though. And maybe someday it'll happen. If someday I can reach my goal of becoming self-employed through some means, whether it be through something like YouTube or game design, website design, or a combination of all three and more. Maybe it could be Patreon, I really don't know. But if that ever happens, I will hopefully be able to get back into gaming a bit more. Because I miss it. Nowadays, I mostly play games for YouTube, with an occasional game I will play outside of YouTube. Like, I recently put a ridiculous amount of hours into Gemcraft, Chasing Shadows, which is like, I don't know, the second or third game in that series. And that was a lot of fun. Tower defense games are very addicting for me if they hit the certain formula, which that one definitely. It was kind of like RuneScape mixed with tower defense in some ways, with all the training and leveling and gathering things. Hit all the right buttons in my brain to make me addicted. And I'm trying to think, there's another game recently I played a lot of, and I can't even remember what it was. Oh well. Could always look at my Steam list of played games, see what I got on there, if I so desired. But, whatever. I mean, I don't know if I would ever go back quite to how things used to be, where I'd play games all the time, because that was back before I could really... I started programming, I believe, in 2004. So I was programming at the time, but very casually. I was still learning, and I didn't really know that much. I didn't and never have really watched TV, and I didn't watch YouTube back then. Did YouTube come out in 2004? I didn't start watching YouTube seriously until, I don't even know, like 2010? Let me think. It was... I started watching a very small amount whenever Minecraft series started popping up. That's when I first watched, and then I stopped. And then just like 2 or 3 years ago is when I actually started watching Let's Plays for real. And that is where this eventually came from. I got inspired by some of the YouTubers I watched, such as Kurt J. Mac. And I was like, you know what? It doesn't really make sense given my personality, but I think I want to try YouTube. And I do enjoy it. I don't know that I'm ever going to be amazing at it, but I do really enjoy this as a hobby. And if it could ever earn me money, that would be awesome as well. But I think I will keep doing it regardless. Maybe not 3 videos a day forever, but I think I will keep doing videos for the foreseeable many years in the future, unless YouTube dies. But I don't see that happening either. Ooh, a nature talisman. Hey, that's a pretty good item. How are we doing on level? Oh, we are going to get a level today, guys. I think I can confirm that. The only thing that might ruin it is a bank trip, which we are most likely going to have to do. You know, did I even realize when I got that hit points level? I don't even know. I was so busy talking. Nice to have something to talk about, even if it's probably mostly rehashing things I've talked about many times before. I talk about my video game collection a lot. I have trouble with that. I know I repeat myself, but not much I can do about it. Just can't remember what all I've said and what I haven't. I guess that's why a lot of YouTubers talk about more recent events, because if they're recent, then you can't have talked about them before. But I don't really have all that much going on right now, you know. I'm getting married, but I guess the interesting thing with that is we tried to get the rings, and the ring that we chose for her was discontinued, and they're out of the size, so we're gonna have to figure that out. That's a bit on there. Other than that, it's pretty uneventful. Still gotta find an apartment, that's the big thing. Probably the big thing that's left is finding the apartment. Running out of time on that, but I am concerned about the apartment in terms of recording, and also the cat too, because I don't want him chewing on my cords or getting hair in my computer or anything. So he might not be allowed in the room that my computer's in. That might be what happens. I don't know, he's still a kitten, so he's not trained fully yet in terms of not biting on everything. Like, he's actually fairly well trained, I think, for the fact that it's only been like a couple months, I think. He's also getting fixed in a few days. It's not going to be a good day to be Chip. I think it's Monday. That's going to be fun to deal with. I don't know how long the recovery period on that is. I think it's probably like a week or two or something. I don't know. It is not a thing I'm very familiar with. I've never really dealt with young animals like that. Like, my parents had a dog, but by the time I could remember it, it was already fairly old because it was older than me. So, by the time I got old enough to remember it, it was already years and years old. And most of my memories are of where it was, like, over 10 years old. So, having a little kitten is definitely a new experience for me, because outside of that dog and 2 rats, my family has only ever had fish, and those don't really follow the same rules as other pets. Can't touch them, can't really... Getting a fish fixed would be nonsensical, because they don't really have that issue, most species at least, because they're very particular. Like, you gotta feed them the right things and have the right environment, otherwise they don't even lay eggs. And I don't think, in all the many years, as long as I can remember at this point, I don't think we've ever had a fish lay eggs, because we don't give them the right food for that. It's like live food and stuff. I don't even know. So, yeah. Personally, I'm happy with just having... Like, my ideal situation would probably be like 1 or 2 cats. I like animals. I like a lot of different animals, but actually having them as a pet is another story entirely. Because, especially, like, a lot of them just don't live long enough. Like, rats are cool, but they live, like, 2 years in a lot of cases. Maybe even less. If you got really lucky, you might get one that lives longer, but still, you're talking maybe a year longer or something? I don't know. I don't know what they max out at. Maybe 4 years if you're extremely lucky, who knows? I really don't. Squirrels live a long time, though. They live like 10, 15 years or something, but they're not a standard pet. I think they'd be a cool pet, but they're not standard. Probably illegal in some places. You know, rabbits. I think rabbits actually live a decent amount of years, except in the wild. In the wild, they live like 1 or 2 years. But yeah. I'm more interested in pets that live in like the 15 to 20 year range, if you're lucky. Which I know cats can definitely reach 20. Maybe not. It might not be common. I don't know what the statistics are, like the average age for cats or anything. It obviously depends a lot on luck, on if they get like feline leukemia or something, then you're pretty much doomed. But especially outdoor cats, usually, I would guess, don't live as long. I mean, by definition, they have a lot more dangers in their life, and I don't know if any minor health benefits caused by that fresh air and freedom would ever make up for that statistically. It seems extremely unlikely. Which is why I have no interest in ever having an outdoor cat. I would never do that. Indoor for life. My rule. Okay, let's bury this bone. How am I doing on that? Oh, no, we're definitely not going to get a level in prayer, but we're getting a level in attack, and that means we'll be done fighting hill giants for now. We might come back in the future, but I've decided we spent more than enough time fighting these guys that we need to move on. And maybe I'll try going back to Banshees with a rune scimitar and see if we can finish them off fairly fast like that. I don't know. Ooh, a steel longsword. Not gonna pick it up, but it is interesting. Hey, look at that. We're actually getting pretty close to another hit points level, I think. Yeah, I think so. I don't know the exact experience between those two levels, but it's got to be over 1K. What else? What else? Oh, something else interesting. This was a couple weeks ago, but there was a parakeet in my backyard. It was a blue parakeet, and we made an attempt to catch it, but you really can't. Those birds do not... you can't catch them, really. I mean, maybe if it was yours, and it recognized you, and something you might be able to, but generally what you have to do is you gotta put a cage out and lure it to the area, and then it might go in the cage, and then you can close it. I looked that up, but I guess if we'd caught it, we probably would have been stuck having a parakeet. That or my parents would have kept it. But I know my fiance does like the idea of having a pet bird. I don't. I think I've seen pet birds, and they can be pretty noisy and annoying. And I'm just not interested in... I like birds, but not as a pet. Definitely not. They aren't even on the list of things. Like, even if I got one that like lived the perfect age and everything, still no. Still no. I did get pretty close to it though. There was this time, like, I got like my hand maybe 2 feet away from it, maybe closer, and like the day before that, I had managed to walk within like 2 feet of the rabbit living in my backyard, and at the same time I was doing that, walking up to the rabbit, a hummingbird flew by, also like 2 feet away. So during that time period, I got really close to a lot of wild animals. Well, the parakeet. The parakeet could have been wild. I don't think it was, though, because it was alone. Okay, we are not loading here. Come on. They're walking, so I do have a connection. My upload definitely stopped working. Well, crap. I don't know what the deal is with this connection thing. Is my internet still working? I'll have to check. My internet is still working, guys, but it logged me out. So I'm glad I cut the video so that I can log back in. I did forget that it doesn't actually show your email address in Old School. Login limit exceeded. Too many connections from your address. So I'm still logged in, which means it could take a minute until we can log back in. So bear with me. Something annoying today is I had to retype in my authenticator numbers again. It's like, of all the days, it had to be the day. Invalid username. What? Did I mistype my password? Come on, guys. I'm trying to do things. I just got attack 40. And you're making me do this crap? Okay, we're logging in. Let me turn the video back on. There we go. And my items are still here. I did not get... Ooh, did they become tolerant of me? Well, too bad I'm leaving, then. That is too bad. Oh, well. Go ahead and bury that. Now, what was I going to do? Oh, a rune scimitar. Right. I need to get a rune scimitar. We'll stop by the monastery first, though, to get a little prayer going. And then we will head to Lumbridge, because we're going to the Grand Exchange to see about the cost. Unless I already bought one, I really don't know. Sometimes I prepare for things and then forget that I did it. So I will check beforehand, but I don't think so. What is going on here? Don't tell me I'm losing connection again. This is just ridiculous. Okay, I made it. That's fine. Wait, I need to go... Oh my gosh. It's probably this world, isn't it? Can I switch worlds, please? Can I? No? Come on. Oh. Okay, whatever. What is my world? I can't remember my world. I need to log in just to find it. There's no favorite world feature here? No, you can only see your favorited worlds when you're actually logged in. That sucks. Well, okay guys, I'm gonna log in again. This is not my internet, I would like to point out. It's theirs. Now maybe it's because of bonus XP weekend. Oh my gosh, login limit exceeded. Oh, connecting. Trying to connect. Can't show you because my email address is on the screen. Apparently I mistyped my password yet again. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's not that hard to type. Connecting to server. Logged in. I'm back. Okay. Let's try to switch worlds then, and maybe that'll help. We get to world 338. There we go. This is my world of choice for whenever I get tired of all the spammers and too many people in whatever world it defaults me to. Now, I believe we have the bank down here. I keep trying to go for it in, like, Darkscape, and I tried to go for it when I was preparing for RuneScape 3 today as well. Like, crap, I haven't gotten this bank yet. Really need to do that, I guess. I was getting my pickaxe, not my pickaxe, my axe. I really wish it was called hatchet. I think it's actually against the rules to train like that. I don't know. I mean, not if you're not AFK, but if you are AFK, I think it actually is. Because you can sit there for theoretically hours upon hours without even being at the computer, just training. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But yes, let's get up to that Grand Exchange. We don't have much time. I guess I should have checked if I already owned it while I was at the bank. But whatever. I can always use a trip to the Grand Exchange. Clear out all the junk. I mean, we just got a bunch of drops, so I probably have something I need to get rid of. And get a little woodcutting XP along the way. I forget if I had said what quest I'm doing next. Maybe it'll be Demon Slayer. Because I really can't remember anything at all now. And I might have said it. That's why I really should not say what I plan on doing next. Like, I'm pretty sure I said I'd do Underground Pass in RuneScape 3 next week, but I'm not 100% certain I said that. But I'm just going to assume that's what I said. As for this one, though, I really don't know. This water looks weird. Okay, here we are. Now let's get on up here. Get through this shortcut, which I love this shortcut so much. It's my favorite shortcut ever. I think it is, actually. I'm not even exaggerating. That one gets so much use. Not so much in RuneScape 3 once you get access to Prif Dennis, though. Then you don't really have much use for this Grand Exchange. Pay me once you listen to the video. Oh my god. Freaking spammers. Right, no, I don't own any rune items whatsoever, so let's hope they don't have too much. Can I? There we go. Okay, what would I like to buy? A rune scimitar, please. I hope I can wield these. I hope there's not some special rule. It might not purchase. It didn't purchase, but hopefully by the next video, it will. And now let's real quickly go through here. Okay, I'm going to ignore this guy. There we go. Items to sell. We're gonna hold on to the nature talisman because that can always come in handy. We got all this junk here that I really don't need, but I kind of feel like hanging on to. So, yeah, I don't need mithril seeds for sure. But, yeah. I guess there's nothing I really want to sell. Oh, I can organize my bank, though. Jing! Organized! Oh, wait, purple firelighters. Yeah, I definitely don't need those. I don't know if they stack, but they do stack. Okay, well, anyway, This has been KaBob799. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to see more. Like this video if you liked it. Comment if you have anything to say. And I'll see you in the next episode.